All right, very good. So I was excited to learn about this product from one of our constituents that lives in Marion County, Florida. So did you do a presentation there or someone from your company?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go at 12 o'clock. I'm going to start the webinar and then I will say hello to everybody first. Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome to Neuro Challenge Foundation for Parkinson's. I am April, the program director, and I'm sorry you can't see my face. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty with my camera today, but we are very excited today to bring this webinar to you on BeatMove. And before I introduce our speaker, I want to remind you that if you're having any technical difficulties like you can't hear us or something like that, you can definitely put those questions into the Q&A bubble at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and we can try to address that. And also, if you have any questions for the doctor throughout this presentation, go ahead and put those questions in the Q&A bubble anytime they pop into your head, and we will answer questions at the very end. All right. And so those of you who are new to Neuro Challenge, we are a nonprofit organization that serves the Southwest region of Florida. And we primarily provide educational resources, support groups, and therapeutic programs to people with Parkinson's and their care partners. And without further ado, let me introduce our guest speaker for today. This is Dr. Valérie De Cock. I hope I pronounced that right. She is a neurologist involved in Parkinson's disease treatment and research. She is the head of the Department of Neurology of the Beau Soleil Clinic in Montpelier and a researcher in EuroMove Lab of Montpelier University. She's been working on the development of the BeatMove device for more than 10 years. So we're very excited to hear about this device, and she has a lot of great things to explain to you. So, Dr. Cookin.
Hello. Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to present you this device that we've been developing for many years now. And it is called BeatMove. And it is a personalized music-based Gait auto-rehabilitation device that helps persons with Parkinson's disease to walk with music. So I've been working on Parkinson's disease for many years, and it's very clear for me that physical activity has a great impact on Parkinson's disease. So we've been trying to promote physical activity in our patients for a long time, and we had this idea to use music because of course it's nice, it's a pleasure, and we thought that it could help to improve and promote physical activity in patients. So first, why do we think that physical activity is important? Because it has largely been shown that it improves all aspects of Parkinson's disease, but especially mortality, as it is shown in this article. It shows that whatever the kind of physical activity, vigorous or just moderate or light physical activity, the mortality of people that are inactive is more important than the mortality of active persons. And it is the same, whatever the kind of physical activity that people go through. And it seems very a higher difference for moderate physical activity, which is probably what people do when they walk. So we thought that if we could help people to walk more, it would be wonderful. But what we know is that persons with Parkinson's disease have less physical activity than people of the same age. Compared to them, it seems that it is reduced by 30%. So it's a nice difference. And this difference increases with the worsening of the disease. So the more the people are diseased, the less they do physical activity. Of course, when people can't walk properly, it's an important reason for the difference, but it is present even before. So why using music? Because music is a source of pleasure and of emotion. So we thought it could be an interesting tool to maintain motivation for physical activity. And there are nice studies and results showing that music activates reward circuits in the brain. So it seems that when you listen to music and enjoy it, you deliver more dopamine in the brain, which is of course very useful in Parkinson's disease, where dopamine lacks and is, well, if we can promote its release, of course, it's very beneficial. And the second reason why using music is because music promotes movement. We all know that when we listen to a nice music with a great beat, we immediately start to move. We start to move our feet, we start to swing, there is something very strong that links music to movement. And the best example is dance. And dance is natural in the general population. It is present early in children development. It is present in all communities of men, and it begins very early in history, as we can see here on painting on the walls done by the first humans, and showing that they were already dancing. So there is something very strong, a very strong link between movement and music. And this has also been shown in studies, showing that when people listen to music, they activate their movement loops in the brain. So as soon as people hear music, they have this motivation for movement that comes spontaneously. So I'm going to show you an example of a person with Parkinson's disease. You're going to see this person working without music on the left and with music on the right. And you'll see that there is a great difference in the gait that we can observe. So let's see this patient. So on the left, we can see that he has Parkinson's disease. His steps are small, while the same patient on the right had large steps. On the left, you can see that he has reduced arm swing. On the right, you can see that the swing of the arms is much larger and better balanced. And there is also a difference in the posture. You can see on the left that he's not completely straight, while on the right, he's really, well, straight, normal, walking like a normal person, a person without disease. And what he was listening on the right is this military march. So the effect of music on gait in Parkinson's disease seems to be very interesting. So we explored 39 persons with Parkinson's disease and made them walk with music, just as the person you just saw. And we measured the speed of gait in the person before and with music, without and with music, and compared the difference in speed. And what we saw is that among the 39 persons, 22 had an improvement of their gait speed, but 17 did not improve their gait speed, and even some of them worsened their gait speed. So this first idea that music is good for gait was not confirmed for all persons. So we decided to explore the reasons why some patients did improve and others did not. And what we saw is that they were different for their rhythmic skills. We tested them with simple tasks like tapping with the finger, synchronizing the tapping to a metronome or with music. We asked them to detect if a beat was well aligned on the music and ask them to say if it was synchronized or not. And what we saw at the end is that persons with Parkinson's disease who did not improve their gait with music were those who were not able to detect rhythm. These persons were not able to synchronize their steps to the music. And that's what we see here, is that it is a synchronization index, and only the one with the improved gait had a high synchronization, while those with reduced gait speed were those who were unable to synchronize their gait to the music. So we thought, if persons can't synchronize to the music, then we have to synchronize the music to the person. It is not the job of the person to synchronize to the music, because if persons have to synchronize, then it makes them work in a double task. They have to do two things at the same time: work, walk, and synchronize. So we think that for some person it's easy, and then it is not double task. But for people who are not able easily to detect the rhythm of the music, then it becomes double task, and it makes gait more complicated instead of improving gait. So we decided to create an application able to synchronize the tempo of the music to the cadence of the patient. And that's BeatMove. How does it work? People wear ankle sensors, they have headphones, and they have a smartphone. On the smartphone, we have developed this application called BeatMove. It has more than 600 pieces of music. They are classified by genre, so people can choose if they want to go walking with classical music or pop rock music, whatever. They can choose the kind of music they want to listen to. And then the application detects the cadence of gait, and the application propose a music that is perfectly synchronized to this gait cadence in beat per minute. So all the pieces of music are characterized by their number of beat per minute in order to be ready to be proposed as soon as the patient has this kind of cadence. So when people wear the device, first they walk during 1 minute in silence. so that BeatMove can detect the spontaneous cadence of the subject. Then BeatMove delivers a music that has a tempo that is perfectly synchronized to the patient's gait. Then it increases progressively the tempo of the music in order to increase the speed of the patient. And it stops as soon as it has led the patient to a plus 10% cadence of gait. So what happens is that the person starts walking, the application gives a music that stick to the patient's cadence, and then progressively increase the beat of the music in order to increase the patient's speed. And this is an example of a patient wearing the device and telling about her experience. So I'm sorry it's in French, but we wrote the subtitles in English. But I think it's interesting because it shows you how it works and how the patient has a nice gait with the device.
Lunettes de soleil, chapeau, écouteurs, Catherine est prête pour sa séance de marche. Atteinte de la maladie de Parkinson, c'est la musique qui donne le tempo. Voilà, la musique commence. Je suis le rythme de la musique, normalement. Elle influence mon rythme. C'est vraiment le rythme de la musique qui fait que je marche. Ça m'intéresse, c'est ça qui est surtout très important parce que le Parkinson, c'est dans 27 ans avec un petit pas. Sur des chevilles, des capteurs de mouvement qui transmettent les informations sur sa cadence. La musique s'adapte ainsi à s'évoluer et entraîne à trouver un rythme plus constant. C'est ça qui était incroyable, c'est que je ne marchais pas avant. Hein. Je ne marchais pas du tout avant. Je faisais rien même.
Okay. So we proposed this device to 45 patients. They were tested before and after the use of the app. It was a 1-month program. They were asked to walk 30 minutes, 5 days a week during 4 weeks. And what we observed is that using the application, they reduced by 50% the number of falls. They also reported a reduction in the fear of falling, a reduction in pain. They described an improvement in their quality of life. And what was also very interesting is that they had at the beginning a very high score of satisfaction using the device. And this score was maintained all the study long, which is interesting because most of the time when people repeat the same activity, they get bored with it. But we think that the presence of music can maintain the motivation to go walk outside. So we had very nice results. That was the first study that we published on the subject, but then we did another one with the results obtained from the device outside. So this is the first results in laboratory, where we show that comparing the Gait parameters before and after the 1-month rehabilitation program, there was a significant improvement in speed. So people walk faster after the 1-month rehabilitation program than before. And what is very interesting is that it is not only the number of footfalls that is increased, which is interesting, but it can also be worse in Parkinson's disease, because we know that sometimes people walk faster with, have an increased cadence because of the freezing, but then step length is reduced. But what we saw there is that the cadence is increased, but also the step length, which means that they had a faster cadence, but with longer steps. So it was a nice result, but that was a result in laboratory comparing the subject before and after the rehabilitation program. But it was also, what was also very interesting is that BeatMove also records the performances of the patients during their rehabilitation program. So we've been able to see how they use and how the device improves gait during the session. So to measure the efficacy of the rehabilitation program, we compared the first minute of gait during the 3 first sessions, so at the beginning of the program, to the 3 last sessions. And what we saw, again, as in the lab results, is that BeatMove improved speed and step length. So a very nice improvement of gait in silence without musing at the beginning of the session, from the first sessions to the last sessions. But we also saw a very interesting effect of the music, comparing the first minute of walk in silence and the second minute of walk with the music, which means that as soon as the music starts, it drives the patient's gait to a faster gait. And so we, comparing the first minute in silence to the second minute in music, we also observed an increase in speed and step length. And this is an interesting increase of speed, because it increases the speed of 1 kilometer per hour. I'm sorry, I don't know in miles per hour or what it means, but it is a strong increase in gait speed observed in this patient. So that's what we see in detail, comparing the first sessions in red to the last sessions in blue. We see that in silence, speed is slow at the beginning in silence, and increases a lot listening to music. And this increase in gait speed is maintained over 30-minute session long. And at the end of the rehabilitation program, so after 1 month, what we see is that at the beginning of the session, people walk faster, so spontaneously in silence, they are faster than before the rehabilitation program. Then they increase their speed listening to music, but this increase is less important because they already used to walk faster because of the device, and they maintain this increased speed all session. And it is the same result that is observed for step length, meaning that our application using music, synchronized music to the patient's cadence, helps them to walk faster, but to walk faster with longer steps. Thus, these results were very interesting because they show that the device is useful. But at the end, we couldn't say if it was because people went walking that they were improved, because they went walking with music, or because they went walking with music that is synchronized to their gait. So in order to answer this question, we are now studying 396 subjects in France, walking during this same rehabilitation program, 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week during 4 weeks. And we're comparing the results that they obtained if they were walking in silence walking with music, but no synchronized tempo, or walking with music synchronized to their gait using BeatMove. We also studied MRI results from these subjects, comparing the effects of this rehabilitation program on the brain circuitries before and after the rehabilitation program. And we hope that this new study will confirm our first results and help us to obtain the reimbursement of our application for persons with Parkinson's disease in France, and also help us to probably convince the FDA to use this application also in the US. And this is the name of the device, BeatMove. This is a QR code if you want to fulfill a sheet to say that you would like to try it, but you can't because it's in the US. You're in the US, and these are the two links. One for the BeatMove website, and one for Beat Health, which is a society that leads the BeatMove application. I thank you for your attention. This is the result of the work of a large group of persons with some different specialties among us. Some are scientists, some are medical doctors, as I am, and some are specialists in sports and rehabilitation, where others are specialists in music. So it's a very large panel of people working to develop this application, and we hope help patients. I thank you for your attention, and I'm listening to your questions if you have any.
Thank you, Dr. Cauchon. I'm really impressed by this product. Again, thank you so much for sharing all of this information. And even though it's not available in the United States, you know, because it's not FDA approved yet, people can still follow the link and get this. So I want to let the audience know that this webinar has been recorded, and we will upload that to our YouTube channel. And that way, if you ever want to visit it again and get the information again, you can do that. And I have a couple of questions before maybe we answer. And just a reminder to the audience out there, please go ahead and type your questions into the Q&A bubble for the doctor so that we can help you understand how to use this product better. But, you know, I love the idea that it really ultimately is promoting exercise. And we know that exercise is the only thing that's going to slow down the progression of Parkinson's disease. So I love the fact that anything that promotes exercise, you know, is a great product. So even despite the science, I think it's great. But I was very impressed with the science because, like, I had no idea that you could actually synchronize somebody's movements to music or music to somebody's movements. And that's amazing. So you basically made an app that synchronizes or changes the tempo. Am I saying this right? Changes the tempo
Yes.
of the music to fit their steps. So even if you're somebody who is, you know, doesn't have any rhythm, so to speak, it's okay. You can still use this device, right?
Yes, that's exactly the idea.
Okay, great, because that's perfect for somebody like me. No rhythm. I would probably mess up that whole test you gave on rhythm. But I love the idea that it will fit their cadence, their step pace. I love that. And you know, you made a statement towards the end when you were going over the study results, and you said, you know, you couldn't really prove that it was useful yet, you know, until you had the statistics you needed. But I really think that if a product like this makes people want to walk more, want to take, those extra moves just because they're listening to music and music is helping them walk a little better, a little faster, it gives them a little more motivation to get going. I mean, that alone makes it useful, right?
Yes, of course. As everything that improves exercise is helpful for Parkinson's. So music is something so easy to listen, and walking outside is also so simple. I mean, you don't need anything. You just go outside and you walk. It's not, you don't need a physical therapist. You don't need anything. You just wear your device and go outside. You don't need someone to bring you to a special place. It's just the simplest way to do exercise. And it's walking is the first exercise possible for everyone, and so difficult in patients with Parkinson's disease sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. And also just the motivation, like, apathy is such a big problem for people with Parkinson's. And I think knowing that, somebody took the time to synchronize your favorite music to your steps would motivate, it would motivate me to get up and go, I think. So maybe that would help. Let's go to the questions. We have a couple here. Number one, do I use my own smartphone?
Not yet, but it's what we are developing now. We want people to be able to use their own, but at this point, it is a smartphone that we deliver with the application.
So it's an app on a little phone that you buy.
Yes.
Okay. And the ankle monitors is my question. So that has to go on both ankles?
Yes, at this time we have the both ankles, but it's also in development to have no sensors on the ankles in the future. We are trying to develop a better perception of the patient's gait just with the smartphone.
Ah, okay. Sort of the way like the health app works on the smartphone. You just are having it on you and it tracks everything that you're doing.
Yes, it's
Okay,
ongoing, and we hope to be able to free the patients from the ankle sensors.
yeah, ankle monitors kind of feel like a little after prison thing.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, so the second question is, can we order this product now and how much does it cost?
Well, in France, we sell the device. It's a rent of 30 euros every month, but it's only in France, and people receive a box with the phone, the sensors. That's how it works yet. But in the future, we hope to have only the app, able to put it on any phone, and without sensors, which it will make it easier to be usable everywhere and on every phone.
Well, we will definitely stay tuned for when it does get approved by the FDA. How long does that process take, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. We are working on it, so it's not something that we just think we might do it someday. It's ongoing. We're trying to, well, with this last study proving the effect of the device more than just listening to your own music at home. We hope to have the elements to prove the efficacy, and then get this improvement.
Very good. But in the meantime, if people did want to get it in the state that it is now, which is the ankle monitors and the phone device with the app, if they went to the links that we have here in this webinar, they can purchase it. And what, they just have to sign a waiver that says they understand it's not available in America, or is that not even available for purchase?
I think it's not available in the States yet. I mean, it's illegal to sell it to States today, so we can't do it.
Mhm.
So you have to come on holiday in France and go with it, but otherwise it's impossible.
Definitely stay tuned. It's still very, very important for all of us in the Parkinson's community to hear about these products that are out there, that are in the middle of research, that are being studied, because this is, what gives us hope and gives us excitement to be able to continue to improve the quality of life for people with Parkinson's. So everybody out there watching, okay, unless you're going to France, you really can't get this product, but that's okay. Keep it in the back of your mind. It will soon, hopefully, be available here. And the better version of it will be available without the ankle monitors. So that'll be
Yes.
great.
We're working on it.
Well, again, thank you, Dr. Cauchon, for being here today with us. And everybody out there, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And please do keep us in mind, Doctor. If you or somebody from your team is, knowing that it's ready, send us an email, let us know, send us the flyers, all of the information. We're very excited about this. So thank you.
We can present you the last results also, because we hope that they'll demonstrate the effect, and then it will.
Well, that would be really great.
To
Absolutely.
bring it to the US.
Yes. When your clinical study is done, please do present the results. We would love that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.